guys, Diamond CG here. In this video, I have something super awesome for you. So basically, I've created a system that can let players mine mob spawners in survival mode. So obviously, that's pretty awesome. And I don't think this has been done yet on Bedrock. I've never seen it before. I haven't seen it on YouTube anywhere either. And yeah, it's one of those really cool commands because it's another example of in Bedrock where we have to kind of think outside the box with how we can create commands because we're so limited compared to Java. So yeah, let's have at it. So basically, we have before us a zombie, skeleton, cave spider, and spider spawner. So these can be anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where they're located. So long as you have a diamond pickaxe, that happens. So you can see my pickaxe obviously disappeared for a second because I tossed it. It came back to me. What happens is it teleports back to me after it does its sequence, but it takes me a second or so before I can pick up the diamond pickaxe. It's just annoying. It's just how items are. Like if I drop this pickaxe right here, you can see it doesn't pick up right away. Right? It's just how it is. So yeah. So basically, I can when I toss the diamond pickaxe on top of one of these items, one of these spawners, it will give me a spawner and the egg associated with that exact spawner, and it will never confuse it. It's amazing. So you can see it teleport to me. There it is. Okay, now this last system, same exact thing, only this is a slight variation. So I actually think it's annoying how long it takes the diamond pickaxe to come back to you. So what I've done here is instead of giving the same diamond pickaxe back to you, you actually get a brand new diamond pickaxe. So here I'm going to throw it, and it's going to delete the one that I throw and give me a brand new one, which will happen instantly, so it will appear instantly in my inventory. There it is. So I like that just because it's faster and smoother. So something I must tell you guys about the system is, technically speaking, so long you can use any item to trigger this, which is annoying. I wish we could prevent that in Bedrock, but there's no way to prevent that, sadly. But basically, you can rename any item you want to diamond pickaxe and exploit the system. So if you can rename a piece of paper to diamond pickaxe and drop the piece of paper on top of here, and it will act the same. And yeah, so that's just kind of annoying. And obviously, that's not a big deal for these systems too much, save for the fact that you can mine the spawner. It will just give you back that piece of paper. But of course, if you did that with the last system, it would delete the piece of paper and actually give you a real diamond pickaxe. So that's just something to note. And there's nothing I can do about that. That's just based on our limitations here at Bedrock. But yeah, I think the system is incredibly satisfying. I don't know, you can just imagine you come across a spawner and you're like, oh, that's awesome, spawner. I can't wait to go, acquire it. And you run up to it, you toss the diamond pickaxe on top, and it just explodes, and you gain it. You gain the egg and the spawner. It's super satisfying, and I swear to God, this is the last time I'll do this. I think this is the last time I'm gonna do this. Okay, now that's whoa. What? Did you hear that? What the heck? I think somehow one of the mobs spawned from there. That was odd. That was really odd. But that caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have enough light sources around here where I didn't think anything could spawn, but I never even saw anything. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so let's get to the code. We're gonna switch our game mode, and we may as well clear our inventory. Not that it matters, but just to have a clean inventory. Okay, so the way the system works is it targets the diamond pickaxe, and it will test below any diamond pickaxe that it finds on the ground, or obviously, like I said, any item named diamond pickaxe, sadly. And what it will do is it will then detect whether it's above a mob spawner. If it is above a mob spawner, it will do something pretty awesome. It will clone that mob spawner to a specific location, and then it will test against that mob spawner in its new location. And I can't even tell you how excited and proud I am about that simple idea, because there's no way in Bedrock that we can just test against a random block that we encounter in the world, because we can't just suddenly get the coordinates from this block that we just encounter and plug it into the code. It doesn't work like that. Like, even if we know the coordinates, we'd have to type it manually into the code. And there might be ways around this in Java, but in Bedrock, there's just nothing you can do about it except this workaround here, which I've come up with. So the workaround is basically, okay, yeah, so we have a limitation if we can't store that data somewhere and plug it in elsewhere. So wait, what if I basically clone the block, if we know it's a spawner, into a spot that all of these command blocks are coded to look at? So they're all coded to look. So basically the mouse spawner gets cloned here, and all of these basically all of these commands are tests for blocks, which is comparing. So they're all comparing the block above them with a block that is right here. And if the block is the same, if, for example, this is a zombie test, we have a skeleton test, a cave spider test, and of course a spider test. So basically, once the spawner spawns here, a redstone block will also spawn below it, which will turn on the system. Once that happens, these testing blocks will be able to test if this block is any one of these. So it has to be one of them. There might be a couple other spawners that I haven't included. I only included spawners that I think are the best. There might be, I don't know, there might be a couple more spawners, but like blaze spawners, for example, they won't work only because they don't work any. Like you would have to be. There's no way to clone that block from the nether to the overworld. So you can use the system for blaze, but you have to build this exact system in the nether as well. But you don't need to have as many. You don't need to have as many tests. Obviously, you only need to test for whatever spawners can exist in the nether. And I'm not sure. I know there's blaze spawners. I don't know if there's any other kind of spawners in the nether. Obviously, this part right here, this is actually not part of the system. This is only the demonstration purpose point of it. The whole system is actually only this piece right here. So it's actually not that big. But anyway, so here's the code. I'm going to go over it pretty quickly. Just pause when you need to. Make sure you copy everything verbatim. If anything's off even a little bit, you can expect that either the entire system will break or parts of it will be broken. So if you're saying that it's not working, trust me, it works on all versions of Bedrock without question. Whether you're on mobile, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, whatever, any Bedrock platform, it will work flawlessly. If it's not working, it's because you've done something wrong. Like I'm telling you, because you can see it's working for me. I'm on Bedrock. If it's working for me, that means it should be working for you. And if it's not, it's something you've done wrong. Okay, so here's the code for what we're gonna when we clone the Diamond Pickaxe into place. So again, pause if you need to. There's no tick on any of these. So repeat unconditional, always active. Make sure these are all correct on every single block. And once again, here's the code. And there's no sense in me reading this code to you guys because again, you're not going to type it as I read it anyway. So just type it in as you see verbatim. And then now we're going to start the system, which is this command. And you're going to have to plug in where you want the redstone block to appear on your world. So you have to change this coordinate to this coordinate right here, this spot right here. And in this command, you're going to have to change this final coordinate right here, the 62 blah, blah. You have to change this coordinate to this coordinate. Because you want the spawner to appear up here, and you want the redstone block to power system to appear down here. Okay? Because that's where the redstone wiring is, so that's where it needs to appear. I hope that should make sense. Okay, so anyway, again, all these blocks are going to be chain conditional, and they're pretty much always going to be chain conditional, always active, unless I say otherwise. So just assume they're chain conditional, always active, but make sure you pay attention anyway, in case it's not for a couple of blocks at the end. Alright, so anyway, we're setting the redstone block to our specified location. And now what's cool is rather than having to use the sound and particle command in every single chain, we can actually put them right here. So here again is a code. And I just found that sound, the whole exploding sound, is just very satisfying for this system. I tested a few different sounds, and this was by far the most satisfying. It just feels the most impactful. Like the block like explodes, and you gain the spawner and everything. It's just really cool. And I also made it so the explosion can be heard by anyone within a 15 block radius, so all players will hear that noise, which I think is pretty cool. And of course, here's the particle that emits, which is again super satisfying. I think this really pushes the system over the edge and makes it that much more legitimate and cool. Okay. You have to make sure you do it in this correct order. If you put the particle anywhere else, then the system will not work. Like the particle has to be at the end, because command blocks cannot detect. It's a stupid error that exists in Bedrock. Command blocks cannot detect when they run a particle command successfully, no matter what they do. Like for the life of them, they cannot detect when they properly execute a particle command. So even if they do, even if you can see the particle going off in the background and it's actively happening, it will always say that it's failing to execute the particle, no matter what. So yeah, so basically the reason that's a problem is if you put a particle command earlier on in the chain and the blocks behind them are chain like conditional, then they can't execute because they think the block before them failed, even if it didn't. So again, particle has to go at the end of every command that uses it. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're just going to set up, I put these lights here just so that we don't ever have anything spawning, especially if it's a situation where you're in survival game mode. So I would just, nothing should spawn, but just keep it like that. And I put lights here because that way it will stop anything from spawning when it appears right there. Okay, so now we need to create the blocks that will test this location right here, testing that spot. So here, we're going to do this command, which is going to basically test the block above it against this particular location, which again, this location at the end has to be this location. So you can actually copy this command and then paste, like basically just paste this whole command block into location each time. Just I'm not sure what the command is on the consoles, but on PC it's Control and mouse 3. Clones the entire block. So as you can see, I can just go like this, and each block is doing the same exact thing. They're all the same. So you can actually just rename these blocks manually as you get to them, because these are all the same code. They're all testing the same location for the same thing. Obviously, what you have to do here is you have to make sure that you put one of each type of spawner. So what you do is you go into creative mode, of course, and you place a regular spawner into each location. An example of that being this is a regular spawner, and you're going to have to grab yourself a zombie egg. So you have to get one egg for each kind of typical normal spawner that you would encounter. So you have to grab a zombie, skeleton, cave spider, and spider egg. And then once you place it on top, you of course place the egg inside of it, and then there you go. So the cool thing is that the test for blocks command can actually identify the difference between the different spawners. It knows the difference, and because of that, that's the whole reason this whole system works. So now that we have, now that we're able to test for if it's the right command block, if it's the right spawner, now we can just issue the codes to give the player the proper items and to break the block and so on and so forth. So like I said, the last one is a slight variant, but these are all the same. So here's what it looks like. So first we give the player the spawner. These are all chain conditional, always active. Here's the command. And now we have to give the player the egg. So this is really the only command that changes across all of these systems, because we need to give the player the correct egg that is associated with that particular kind of spawner. So 32 represents, in this case, zombie. That's the data value for zombie, so 32. So make sure you make sure you get these correct. We're giving the player one egg that is a data value of the zombie. So make sure, again, if something's not working, just double and triple check the video, pause, make sure you just fix it, because it's all here. So now the next one, we're going to break the spawner. And there's the command for that. Now we're going to turn off the system. So basically, this is going to get rid of that redstone block that we placed at the beginning, because basically now at this point the command is essentially done, and now it's just going to deactivate the system. So we're going to turn the system off. So we're going to set the block over here. Just use this. We're going to set the block that's right here. That's technically a redstone block. Actually, I'll get red wool, just because, why not? So yeah, let's say that this blue is the spawner and this red is the redstone block. We're gonna basically, when we turn off the system, we're gonna get rid of that block and turn it back to air so that the system depowers. And then at the same time, we're gonna set that spawner back to air, get rid of it, so it's reset and we don't have the spawner there anymore. It's ready for next time. So these will be deleted at this point. And then the very last command is, again, chain condition always active. And here we're going to give the diamond pickaxe, we're going to teleport it back to the player. So just in an effort to minimize affecting any other diamond pickaxes in the game, I put this detect -1 here on air. So what that's doing is it's only going to affect any diamond pickaxe that has a full block of air beneath it. That way, if there's a diamond pickaxe on the ground somewhere that somebody else tossed on the ground, it's not going to teleport anywhere. It's just going to stay where it is. So yeah, it's just an effort to make the system a little bit smarter. All right, so now these are all the exact same. The only difference being the skeleton egg. So I'm gonna like skip ahead and just show you the eggs on each one, because again, if you want to know the rest of these commands, just look back at this part. The only thing that's changing from this point on is, again, the data value for the egg. So here is the data value for skeleton egg. 34 is for skeleton. And then for cave spider, the value is 40. Okay. And then for a spider, regular spider, the regular spider's data value is 35. So now this system I will show you. This is a little bit different. Again, the difference with this system is that rather than teleporting the diamond pickaxe that you tossed to trigger the system back to you, rather than teleporting it back to you, it's going to instead delete that altogether and then give you a brand new one. And the reason that you might want to do this is because it's instant. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that it's the pickaxe gets sent back to you instantly. Of course, technically speaking, if the player had a pickaxe that was almost broken, this would give them a brand new one. So you can, I don't know, it depends on if you want that to happen or not. I'm okay with that. Another thing to point out about the system, and you may not be aware, is if you've renamed your diamond pickaxe, this will not work. It has to be a diamond pickaxe named diamond pickaxe, or any item that's named diamond pickaxe, sadly. Again, such a limitation, but still, I mean, most people I don't think will cheese it, because who cares? Most people will have a diamond pickaxe anyway. So, I don't know, but technically speaking, they could carry around a stack of items that they rename and get the spawner if they really care about it. But, so that's, yeah, so let's go over the system quickly. And yeah, so here we go. So same, most of it's the same, like this is the same. We're going to get a spawner. Here's again the spider, giving them the spider egg. And now again, we're going to break the spawner. And here's the difference. So now we're going to give the nearest player the diamond pickaxe, and basically we're going to execute off of a diamond pickaxe that is basically airborne, that has a whole block of air below it. So that way it minimizes it from like detecting other pickaxes in the world and giving a player another pickaxe or something. So I'm just trying, it's just an effort to make the system a little bit smarter. Now we're going to, again, turn the system off. So this command is the same as you've seen. We're going to set that redstone block to air. You're just going to plug in this value for your, where your redstone is. And this is going to remove the test spawner. Again, just like before, you're going to put in the coordinates of your spawner, like the cloned location that you send your spawner to. And then you're going to kill the pickaxe. So here is a command that kills the pickaxe. Again, rather than killing any pickaxe anywhere in the world, which we would never want in case players, for whatever reason, have diamond pickaxes on the ground somewhere, this is going to look to see if there's specifically a whole block of air below the pickaxe, which, again, there would be because it would still be airborne. This happens so quickly. So this just minimizes that from happening. So, yes, this is the whole system, guys. I'm super proud of it. It's just one of those fun examples of, I don't know, that satisfaction you find when you think outside the box and make something work that you haven't seen before. So super proud of how the system works. Let's see. I'll show you it one more time. Even though I told you I wouldn't do it again, I just have to because it's just too cool. Let's just put these items up here. Okay. Again, this is what you'll get when you do it right. So satisfying. And yeah, by the way, this command should work really well on servers and realms. Yeah, you should have no issues. It should work with multiple players using it. I don't think it should be a problem, but I try to make the system as smart as I possibly can, as always. So yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. Please, again, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that. I have some really exciting content coming, as always, and I'm always trying to give you guys the most smart systems and just things that you may not have seen before in Bedrock, and just trying to give you the best possible builds. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. I hope you all have a nice day.